interacting with the viewers in real time. Creators must be 18 or older to go live. Viewers must be 18 or older to recharge and send gifts. Remember to create a safe viewing experience by following our community guidelines. Okay, guys, welcome to the live. And just welcoming everyone to the live, we'll definitely talk about different aspects. We'll definitely talk about various aspects. I recently had a systematic glitch at my TikTok. My TikTok, every time I put video on my TikTok, it does not respond. It does not go to the FYP, the For You page. And I'm not exactly sure why that's happening. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the live. It's going to be kind of a long session today, or maybe short. Not sure. I'll definitely try and see what I can discuss and talk about. Welcome, Bill. Welcome to the live. As the time goes, as the time passes by, you tentatively become older. Time flies. You get caught up by the weaknesses of the body. You start becoming weak, start becoming tired, and that's what the life is. That's what life is, right? We all do have different notions of talking about what life could be, but all of a sudden you start losing everything. You might start losing interest from being a person. You might lose interest from participating in any of the activities. Time goes, time flies, and all of a sudden you end up in a place where you absolutely do not want to be. Uh, Something like that. It is a difficult process. It is definitely a very difficult process for anyone to understand that how life is tricky and how hard you try your best, how hard you try to be the best, and still end up being not the successful one. Thank you, Frederick. Thank you, Frederick. Thank you for coming to the live. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Eamon. Thank you, guys. Welcome everyone to the live. Yeah, just I was talking about, like how hard you try as a man sometimes. So it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time and a lot of hard work to be somewhere. And as a man, you gotta try so hard every day. You gotta try so hard every day to put down yourself into that stream of hard work, and all you get is nothing. No appreciation, no luck, no love. All you gotta do is just keep up yourself, work hard, and not get appreciated at work, at your life, and at various different things. And it is definitely difficult to be a man. Definitely difficult. Can I join? I think, yeah, join, brother Karga. Yes, absolutely, you can join. Frederick says, I work on the farm and it is hard work. Yeah, absolutely, I get it. It is definitely hard work. It is definitely hard work. Man has to, being a man, you are the provider, right? You have to provide. despite of the fact that you're not earning a lot, despite of the fact that you're working so hard to be in a certain place, and still you end up not being successful. And it's not because you're not trying, it's just people don't understand. People do not understand what men go through. People do not understand what the hard days of men's are. People do not understand what the cries, what the tears of men are. And it will keep on happening every day, every time. Every time men try to start elaborating and talking about their hardships, and what happens is that people do not understand what exactly men are going through. The current world, today's world, they only see about women's hard work, they only see about women's pressure, they only see about women. It's been more about talk about what women are. And absolutely, Frederick, absolutely, I get you, bro. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Men, for men, it is so difficult. People don't value the the time and energy that we put up in our relationship, in our life, and in many different factors. You, as a man, when you try to go to work and put down the hardest piece of work, you put down the hardest piece of work for your workplace, and then they still say, "Hey, you didn't do this. Hey, you couldn't. Hey, you couldn't finish this on time. Hey, you couldn't." I don't have words to put that, but I'm saying this in a true fashion, in a true way. We men are absolutely not treated well in this current world. Gamer9 says, "For real, bro, that's aura. Bro speaking skibbity or your phantom tax facts, bro." Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. And this is not something that I'm talking from the perspective of my specific job or something. What's this is what's happening all over the world, in very small as well as the large factors in the large places. As a man, you gotta stand out. As a man, if you're in a relationship, you have to prove that you are the man of the relationship. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous for a woman to say, as a man, you gotta prove that you are the man of the relationship. That's ridiculous. I think women equally have to put down the same amount of energy and same amount of um, my hands are up, but they're equally responsible to save the relationship. But in the current world where we are, people expect men to stand up and men to be the hero every time. But I always say, why always the men have to be the hero? Why do men have to put down the hardest piece of work? Why do men have to put down the hardest piece of rock from the mountains to the ship? Gamer9, my brother says, "Skibidi Oi, Ohio." Raise, my brother. Thanks, my brother. Raise up. Gunner Army. Yeah, absolutely. Gunner Army, brother. But yeah, guys, from where, from when? Hope One says, "Do you have a girlfriend?" Unfortunately, yes, I do have a girlfriend. She's just a girl and a good friend of mine. Welcome everyone to the live. I was just talking about how hard it is for men to survive in this current world. You got to give every piece of penny that you have got in your pocket, and then it's still people don't appreciate the value that you bring in the relationship, bring in the work, bring in the team, bring in the club, bring everywhere you are. As a man, the first thing people see you as a man is that you're a loser. The first thing people think about a man is that man is a loser. A man does not appreciate other men when it comes to achievement. And that is tough. Like every man out there in the community right now, maybe talking to a girl saying, "Hey, I'm better than your guy." That's what the people would say. Right. It's a difficult and a long ongoing process. Frederick, my brother says, "I need to sleep, but see you some other day." Bye. Oh, absolutely, bro. Take some time. Have a good night, brother. Have a good night, and we'll definitely see you. Are you for real? Says Hope. Absolutely. You see the world. You see the world right now. You see the people. You see the environment that we, as a men, have to process ourselves. This is absolutely ridiculous world right now. People don't appreciate how much of hard work men like us have to do, and what we get in return is nothing. It's been almost 10 years that I've provided my family. Almost 10 years that I've provided so much to my family, and all I get back in return is that's not enough. All my family say back to me is not thank you or anything. They say it's not enough. I've started providing to my family from a very young age, and until today, the only thing I hear from that is, like, whatever I'm providing is not enough for them, and this is going to keep happening. This pattern is going to keep running. People who expect from you will keep expecting a lot from you. The fact that you might be the best man, the fact that you might be the hardworking man, but your hard work as a man is not appreciated. As a man, you got to provide every day. As a man, you got to provide more from what you provided yesterday. As a man, you got to keep people around you happier, more happier, and more happier in the coming days. Just because you feed your girlfriend in a good restaurant a couple days ago, that doesn't mean she's gonna still keep on loving you today. I hope that helps. You gotta keep changing into. You gotta keep moving into the best restaurants in the city. You gotta keep buying best food. You gotta keep buying a best dress. You gotta keep finding out new ways and new techniques to make her happy. And if you can't, that means you're a loser. You are not competent. You are not. You're not what you're supposed to be. That's where we as a men we lose out on the race, because not all men are there to compete against the world. Some men just want to keep it safe and simple. Some men really want to enjoy their own peace, enjoy their own time, enjoy their own environment, enjoy where exactly they are. They don't want to move around. They don't want to fight around. Definitely a tricky thing for many people to understand, but men in the current world have definitely not understood. After you're 25, after you reach that point, as a man, I think, as a man or a woman, after you reach 25, it doesn't take long to reach 30. That time frame of 5 years goes so fast, because the current in the current context, where the world is, being 25 years and not being able to achieve a lot is going to be damn disheartening. It is going to hurt you a lot if you haven't achieved a lot by the age of 25. You got to keep fighting for everything you have. And something that I've realized, that being a working class person, it is very difficult to come out of it. It is very difficult to come out of your 9 to 5 job, or if you have a 7 to 3 job, or whatever it is. If you work 8 hour shifts a day, work 40 hours a week, 80 hours bi-weekly, it is very difficult to come out of it. It is difficult. You might have to work one job, you might have to work two jobs, depending on how big your family is, depending on how many faces and the mouths you're feeding. But in today's world, it is absolutely difficult for the humans to come out of their regular job into something that they want to do out of the heart. Welcome everyone to the live, and we're just talking about how life's struggle is. Uh, Definitely, there's a lot of topics to cover. There's a lot of things to talk about. You know, in the today's world, the market that we are working, the places, the countries that are working, the countries like U.S. and Canada. You know, are these countries are trying the best, to accumulate a lot of low wage workers, the minimum pay workers, and they are going to keep on doing that. The political instability in Canada, and also uh, the unfigurative way of political agenda in US. This is the political thing, the political aspect that's always going to come to work, because you, as an individual, you're going to your workplace to work and just make the minimum payment. You supply the minimum payment in your bank, and that is the maximum amount of happiness that you're going to get. So that's one of the main reason why I personally feel, people should make content. Do whatever you want, follow the guidelines, follow the community guidelines, put out yourself into that industry where you don't have to keep working a lot. This is a digital market. The world is going to be digitalized, and AI is going to take place. You know, in the near future, I think people will be the dummies. People will have to survive as a dummy, and then they might have to find out their own way of living, because AI is definitely going to take over all the jobs that human beings do. But yeah, let's the main topic that I want to discuss is, in the current world, in the today's world, it is very difficult for men to keep people happy. You gotta keep fighting, man. You gotta keep fighting. You don't see a lot of men being happy with what they're doing. You don't see a lot of kids being happy with what the parents are providing. You don't see many wives and girlfriends being happy with what their husbands and partners are providing. You, as a man, will always be working hard. We will always be working your ass off to give the best to your family, and at the end of the day, your family is always asking you more and more and more. Definitely, this is what the reality is going to be. You'll have to put that gear, and then you'll have to start putting yourself into the biggest stream of fishes and sharks, where you either survive or you die, but people don't care. People will not care how much hard work you do as a man. People only talk about things that you failed. They'll not talk about things that you garnered, that you achieved, that you did for them. It keeps on changing, the main facts, the main people who come in, join to the live. It keeps on changing, it keeps on digging, it keeps on ranging from dynamics of the audience setups. But the main focus was always to talk about how difficult it is for men in the current world to be appreciated. Welcome to the live, guys. Welcome to the live. Yeah, it's definitely a lot to talk. Definitely a lot to discuss. You don't see a lot of men. You don't see a lot of men try and talk about the problems or cry in front of public or anything like that. You know, when a men lose, they just smile and leave. But the fact is different when it comes to the opposite gender. Welcome everyone to the live, and yeah, guys, this is pretty much the reality check that I wanted to talk about. I've been recently creating a lot of different contents. I've been recently creating contents on YouTube and TikTok and many other different platforms. I've also tried Facebook and Instagram, and I think the Facebook's algorithm is slightly tricky than any other algorithms because Facebook's algorithm is difficult, absolutely difficult to track. But I think they pay good money. Facebook does pays good money when you create content, but the algorithm is very tricky. It's very tricky, and it's so difficult to track down what exactly works and what doesn't. Because the same kind of content you put in Facebook, and then just to repeat the same kind of content, it might not work for the next 10-15 videos, and then all of a sudden you see a bump in the videos, right? With YouTube it's pretty easy. You just post one specific kind of content. If it works, then just keep posting about it. It will work for a month or so, and then you just have to keep upgrading your content. With TikTok it's different. With TikTok it has a very different way of working its algorithm. Some TikTok videos gets millions of views, and exactly this you push down the same kind of content, it gets only 100 or 200 views, or maybe 1k or 2k views, right? So the algorithm of TikTok is very difficult to track down. I find YouTube's algorithm the best. YouTube does knows what its audience want, and YouTube tries to chip down the videos to its audience on whatever the source history is. However, on TikTok the algorithm is different, so it's very tricky, guys. It's very tricky, but just don't forget to keep working on the content, and don't get isolated or cancelled just because of views, just because you're not getting views. Keep working hard and keep making content. So you just need one video. It's just about one video, and then you are all going to blow up. It's just about one specific video to run for a certain period of time, so that you start getting paid. I've been trying my best to get a good amount of views on my YouTube channel, but that's definitely not worked for now. But hopefully one day. I've been keeping posting almost every day, and then good things take time. But when the time comes, it's really going to be a fruitful experience. Izia Mafande, brother. Welcome to the live, bro. Welcome to the live. And yeah, guys, that is it. We just have to keep talking about different things. Okay, guys. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, guys. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, guys. I hope everyone is doing fine. I hope everyone is doing great. And definitely talking about various different topics, definitely talking about various different topics. And, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, as a man, you got to provide. At the end of the day, as a man, you got to be the provider. So welcome everyone to the live, guys. Hope everyone is doing fine. We'll just talk about various topics. We'll talk about various topics. There is a there was a great man, and his name is Lebowitz. Fran Lebowitz says, in real life, I assure you, there is no such thing as algebra. Albert Einstein once said that I have no special talent, I'm only passionately curious. Even I say sometimes, like, no stranger is going to come and build your home. You have to build your own house by yourself. And Walter Bagshot believe, the person say, the greatest pleasure in life is doing what people say you can't do. You might read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different quotes. You might listen to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people talking about life, talking about glory, talking about the success, talking about the achievement. You might listen to thousands of people in the experience. But I can give you in writing that their viewpoint towards the world and towards the life is not going to work for you. Those famous people from thousands of years before, hundreds of years before, 50 years before, 20 years before, 10 years before, their take on life is not going to work for you. Dilek says, hi brother. Hello. Yeah, I'm just talking about the perceptions, that we have to take when we are putting ourselves into that world. People who have lived hundreds of years ahead of us, they might have said, like, if you do this in life, this is going to work. If you do this, this is going to happen. But I know something for a fact, and I'm telling it right now. People who lived hundreds of years before, their quotes, their intentions of living in life, their way of their ideologies is never going to come and help us. You have to find and figure out our own way. Just because Nelson Mandela had his own way of solving the problem, that is not going to help us solve our problem. We live in a completely different world, brothers and sisters. We live in a completely different. Our world is different. The way we are facing today's problem, it is absolutely different than what people experienced many years back. There were some people who used to say, try hard until you make it. Nowadays, even if you try hard, you might not make it. You might not make it. Just because you try hard does not mean you make it, and that's the fact. You might never make it. Rumi says hi. Hi, Rumi. Hi. And I'm just one of those individual in the life where I have tried my best to achieve something and I've not achieved. And I don't think I was not giving my best. I think I was giving my best, but I was not achieving it because it was not written in my destiny. It was never meant to be. Just because you try, that does not mean like you're gonna achieve it. You might try to, you might try to go to Jupiter. What if I might give my 100% to go to Jupiter, but I will never be able to get to Jupiter because that's for a fact. It's not gonna happen. Just because I try my best, just because I give my 100% to step on the sun, that doesn't mean I'm gonna make it. I'm never gonna make it. That's never gonna happen. And that is why I think you have to understand that as an individual, the chances of losing is more than winning. The chances of not making it is 99% greater than the chance of making it. So don't listen to anyone's quotes. Don't listen to anyone's ideas. I would strongly recommend to not listen to anyone. Not even listen to me. Not listen to anyone else. If you think you're doing right, just do it. If you think you're doing wrong, great. It's great that you. Hockey 20 members says, bro, I'm sorry. Yeah, bro, that's okay. I'm just trying. I told you, like not everything in this world comes with success. Sometimes you gotta take time. Sometimes good things gotta take time. Random Holro Grammy says hi brother. Hockey stick 20 number. Thanks for understanding, brother. Brian 604 says good luck. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for feeling sad for me. It is what it is. But yeah, I was just telling like you gotta start somewhere. And it's okay to lose. Gamer9, yo, big boy, man, I'm back. Remember me? Absolutely, bro. Gunnar Army. There we go. I'm actually live from two of my different accounts, but it's great that you have been into the live of my both accounts. Thank you, brother. Thanks for coming to the live. But definitely, I was really talking. Like you don't have to. I don't think we have to listen to any of those influences. There's so many people that get influenced by the social media influences, and I think you don't have to be influenced by any one of them because all of the social media influences, they're just there to influence you for something that they couldn't achieve. Thank you, Hockey 20 number, brother. I absolutely hope I get more views, but that's fine. I'm just building up. I'm just trying my best to build up my audience, and then before I do something good with my contents, I just want to create a very strong audience so that I can definitely experiment with the contents. But it is what it is. But it's always good to be live. It's always good to come to live and then just rant out on your life circle, talk about life, talk about various things that you could achieve or you could not achieve. Life always gives an opportunity. Life gives you an opportunity to keep one foot on the stronger pedal. And now at the end of the day, it's our choice. What's up, my brother? Saying Gamer9. He says, I feel like you like my Skibidi Iris. Skibidi Iris is being phantom taxed by a level 1 am cat, and your songs in or a maxing, you're also running my gooning streak. I don't know what you're talking about, brother. But I hope you find solution to that. I hope you find solution to that, my brother. Strong men wait. Loses and the weak men pass along. Strong men wait, my brother. Strong men don't give up. They wait. You're so Skibidi Ohio, bro. Wanna phantom tax me like that? I don't even understand what you're saying, bro. I have no idea what you're talking about. I can see your texts, but I'm not able to understand what you exactly mean. Like, what do you mean by phantom tax? I'm really sorry, brother. Sure, brother. Sure, Gamer9. Yep, absolutely. If you want to stick your gat out for the Rizzler. What's up, bro? What do you want? What are you thinking? Gunner Army. I don't know. I need Arsenal are called the Gunners. I don't know who is Gunner Army. Ugh. What's a gat? What's the gat? What do you mean by gat? What's the Rizzlers? What's a gat? What's the Rizzlers? I have no idea, brother, what you're talking about. I have no idea. They've really been missing out in those part of the world or what? I'm not exactly so sure what gat is. Minecraft, say any mod. I don't know. I have never played that. I've never played that game. Never played Minecraft. Absolutely unsure about the Minecrafts. Absolutely unsure about the Minecraft. Can you call your wife? I don't know. I don't have a wife. To say hi? What? I don't know. What are you talking about, bro? I don't have a wife. Guess what? Sure, bro. You love Minecraft. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that, my brother. What's up with these? What's up with this Minecraft? Like, do you get paid playing Minecraft, or what exactly is? Is it just the game you play for fun? Cool, cool, brother.